y'all, welcome back. So it's Saturday morning and we're gonna go ahead and get some breakfast made and want to get it going pretty quick and easy. So we're gonna have some of our homemade sausage that we've ground up before, but I'm gonna show y'all how to make some easy and quick biscuits to pop in the oven so you can get things going. I've been obsessed with jellies and jams and honeys and everything recently too. So we're going to taste test a few of our different jellies that I bought. Now this is just a jelly kit that I got at Costco. I think Costco, either Costco or Sam's, but I think it came from Costco. It's more of a Costco-like item. And then my advent calendar that we're going to start breaking into and test with some biscuits as well. This we won't start today because I want to open it as a little mini series and do. But we're going to get started on some homemade biscuits that are super easy. 2 ingredients, so really can't mess them up. But the first thing we have is we have our oven preheating at 400, and I'm going to use a cast iron for this recipe. So we're going to get it heating up in the oven as well, so it's nice and sizzling hot whenever these biscuits go into it, and it creates a nice crust. So I'll meet y'all over here at the corner and we're going to get our biscuits going. Okay y'all, so we're going to get started. We're going to start with our mixing bowl and we're going to pour in 2 cups of self-rising flour. Now I know this, I said that this is 2 ingredients because it's 2 physical ingredients, but technically self-rising flour has salt and baking soda in it. So just, if you're using all-purpose flour, then just remember, those are some ingredients you'll be missing, so you would have to add if you want to make this. But just about 2 cups of self-rising flour. And then we're going to do 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. So equal parts. So if you want to double this, it's just going to be 4 and 4. Because right now we're just making a small batch of biscuits. So we're going to get about 6 or 7 biscuits out of it. Measure out our 2 cups. Now this is going to be super sticky in the beginning, but we're going to end up incorporating in even more flour. So if you have only 2 cups of flour, then that's not going to be enough because you'll need some for dusting your countertop and mixing in. But yeah, let me put this whipping cream in the fridge just so it stays nice and cold. But you're just going to kind of mix it around, get it incorporated. You see, it's super sticky. And we're just trying to bring it together so that we can flip it out onto our countertop. Make sure your countertop is clean, or use some kind of seal pad or something underneath. But you want to freshly clean this before you roll any food out on top of it. There we go. So our other tools that we're going to use, and you don't have to use a rolling pin. You can do this all with your hands, but I'm going to use my rolling pin. This is super sticky, so I'm going to take that off. Now y'all, it's sad whenever you have to borrow your daughter's apron because yours are all dirty. It means you've been cooking too much, but you still keep going. Just spread a little bit of flour on my countertop. And just spread it out. I know that right in the beginning I'm going to need some more right here, so that's why I have it kind of pulled up. And I just like this cutting board because look, rolling pin, because look, I can change my sizes and take the end off of it, and for whatever thickness I want it to be, I just change it, and that does the job that I don't have to worry about like a French rolling pin where you've got to add a certain amount of pressure to it to get the thickness. This is going to automatically stop me from making it too thin. So I'm just going to roll or plop this out on top. Y'all remember, I have my oven preheated to 400 and I have my cast iron skillet already in the oven getting sizzling hot. You can do this even without a cast iron skillet, just in a regular baking dish. And you don't have to preheat your baking dish. Just know that your cooking times may be a little bit different than mine. And all ovens are different. As much as we would like for them to be exactly the same, if your foods normally burn or get done a lot faster at standard temperatures, when you look at packaging, your oven may run hot. The only way to truly know what your temperature really is to do an internal thermometer. So just pay attention and get to know your oven. So this is a very, very sticky part, but I'm telling y'all, with 2 ingredients, this is worth it. It's fast to get done, and they're super fluffy and tall. So you can use this for biscuits, for like biscuit sandwiches like we're going to do, and also for biscuits with jam, because the adults like the biscuit sandwiches, but the kids will eat all of their parts separate. So I'm just putting a little bit of extra flour in there and kind of moving it. I don't want to get my hands too sticky with it, so just letting the flour kind of do the work for me right now. I'm going to add a little bit more. And flour's super cheap, so I'm okay with if I need to waste a little bit of flour on my countertop while I'm doing this. Now I know heavy whipping cream isn't the cheapest. It's about $3 or $4 for that container. So, and you'll get about 2, yeah, right at 2, like 2 recipes of this. So if you wanted to double this, you could use that whole heavy cream container, and it's going to make you about a dozen or so, maybe 14 biscuits, compared to if you get the can of biscuits. Oh, kids must need something. They're outside playing this morning. Now see that I'm just kind of slightly doing it and rolling it out. It's not like a pie crust where you need to like smooth and roll. Alright, a little bit more flour. We don't want to put too much and make them dry, but I want just a little bit more, and I'm going to roll them with my rolling pin. Just giving some light pressure. Now the way I get fluffier biscuits, or the taller layered biscuits, is I layer it over. So we're going to roll it out twice. So just make one layer and then another layer. These edge pieces will get an extra little fluff. This is our last time we're going to kind of roll it out. And you see how quick these come together? It's not like it's a super long, you'll see I'm a messy person. It's not a super long recipe. But by folding it over, you create those extra layers, which are similar to like the Pillsbury pull-aparts, but these are so much better, y'all. All right, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of flour right here, And I'm going to show y'all two different biscuit cutters. So this is the one I normally use. You just dip it in some flour just to dust the edges. But this is the one for my Taste of Home box that I did not long ago. So I'm just going to kind of dust the edges with it. Remember, you want to go straight down and straight up. Because if you do the twisting motion, you're sealing all of those edges and your biscuit's gonna kind of cook up like this. You're gonna lose that fluffy cracking. So I'm gonna do a few with this biscuit cutter and I wanna see how it does. It's actually cutting really clean. But this is my favorite one. I mean, it's got like all kinds of different purposes, but you can just push it straight down and straight up and you see it gets that nice, pretty little design on it. This is my new one. This is my old tried and true. It's also mostly used for the peanut butter and jelly Uncrustables, the homemade version. So let's see. All right. So we're going to pull our edge pieces. Now we're not throwing those away. After this is done, then we'll roll out some more. I actually am getting a lot more today. I don't know if I rolled them thinner than I usually do. Honestly, y'all, I usually do them by hand and roll them myself, so they do look a little bit thinner than usual. 2, 4, 6, 8. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of double these over because we're used to those double stack biscuits. Let's see. There we go. So we're going to bring our pan over and we're going to get our biscuits in it. Okay, y'all. So you see my pan is smoking hot. I'm going to go ahead and lay our biscuits down in the bottom of it. This has been in the oven at 400. Remember, these are doubled over, so they are going to rise really high. I'm going to plop in my last little donut of dough. Told y'all we don't like to waste. And these are going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes. And we'll see y'all back then. Hey y'all, so our biscuits are all done and hopefully you can see why I doubled them up so that they're this tall stack of fluffiness. Look, they're very soft and flaky. Now, these aren't going to be your pretty like prize winning biscuits unless you even it all out, but you can see even the little bit of biscuit dough we did, it turned out fine. So the reason I like to preheat my pan is because you'll get a crust. Sorry, they're still super hot. You'll get a crust on the end of the bottom of your biscuit that's just a good contrast to that soft dough. So with one of our jams from our box, I'm picking the Amaretto Peach Pecan Preserve. I'm going to mix with a little bit of butter. It's got some good chunks of pecans in it too. I'm going to mix with some butter and we're going to give a little taste test. This is an easy way to make a flavored butter for like a charcuterie board too if you want to. I don't mix it till it's like completely mixed together because I like those chunks of jelly and butter, but I do like it kind of swirled through it. So let's see. I'm going to try straight from the middle. And this is where we doubled them over. So you'll see, but I also want to cut into it so you can see the true like soft texture that's in there. It's so good. So obviously these are piping hot. Give a good spread. And you can probably hear the sausage still cooking behind me. But by the time these cool down, the sausage will be done and the eggs take just a second, so it all comes together super quick. Let me show y'all what it looks like all the way through. How pretty. Okay, so we're gonna taste test. That's good. Very hot still. But we've got the thick crust that gives you a crunch, this soft doughiness, and a little bit of saltiness right here. It's perfect, and it works well because, I mean, if you don't have a can of biscuits, or even if you do, these are way better than canned biscuits. But 2 ingredients, you can't beat it. And it's not hard to do. Just don't overmix it and you'll be golden. Alright, y'all. I'm definitely eating this whole biscuit. But hopefully you give it a try. If you have any questions at all, just send me a message down below. Hopefully you like it as much as we do. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.